Today, we are going to be getting into why the Valve Index is so amazing, but why it's not quite 2.0 just yet. Let's get into it. What is up, everybody? Bullseye Barry here with your weekly VR news, gameplay, and opinions. If that is something you're interested in, definitely hit that subscribe button. We do post weekly, and I would love for you to join our amazing VR community. So I've had my Valve Index almost a week now. I've been playing it religiously. I feel like I have a really good idea of what this headset does well and what it does not do well. A lot of you guys wanted me to compare this to the Rift S. Unfortunately, I do not have a Rift S. I do have Oculus Quest and HTC Vive. So those are the things I'm going to be mainly comparing this to. The Index is by far the best headset I have ever experienced, but it is not without flaws. Let's go ahead and get into my first week's impressions and review to hopefully help clear up any questions that you guys may have concerning this amazing headset. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, the build quality is what you would expect from Valve. The headset and controllers both feel extremely solid and premium. They even had Velcro inside the packaging to hold the instructions and manuals. The unboxing experience was very exciting. If you'd like to see that video, I will put the link above. The setup was a breeze. Being that I already have an HTC Vive, the play space and original lighthouses were synced instantly once I connected the headset to my computer. Once I turned on Steam VR, I noticed the headset and controllers both required updates. After updating both, which was a matter of minutes, I was ready to play. If it is your first time with a VR headset that requires lighthouses, all you have to do is download Steam VR in Steam, set up your lighthouses, plug in your headset, start Steam VR, and follow the simple instructions it places on your screen. It is easy and straightforward, although it is hard to beat the simplicity the Oculus Quest offers right out of the box. The headset is very comfortable and even comes with an almost memory foam padding you can place in the back for added comfort or for those who have smaller heads. Although the material and padding on the faceplate is extremely comfortable, it does still soak up sweat. I did find the Vive's material to soak up sweat easier, but this is something you should be aware of. The headset does get a little warm, but even after hours of playing, it's never overheated or gave me any performance issues. You are able to remove the interface extremely easily, but are not able to replace the padding by itself. It is connected to the interface, which I almost prefer being how simple it is to take on and off. If you invite friends over often, it might be convenient to have multiple of these. I'm still curious to see third-party covers as well, but even with the stock interface, this is still the most comfortable headset I've ever worn. The Index has a resolution of 1440 by 1600 per eye. And man, can I see the difference. The image sharpness is greatly improved compared to the Vive, and I almost feel like I'm cheating in shooters because of how much easier it is to line up my iron sights and how much further I can see. With the sharper quality and reduced screen door effect, objects feel more full and adds to the immersion. The screen door effect is massively reduced, but can still be found if you really look for it. The God rays are very noticeable, if not worse than the Vive's, and at times you have a noticeable glare on the outer rims of the lens. I notice them both the most when a light object or light text is placed in front of a dark background. Other than that, when playing most games, it's not something you really notice and is easy to look past. The sweet spot doesn't seem to be much improved, and I do find myself adjusting the headset to find it more often than I would like. All in all, the clarity is an awesome improvement and looks great. With the lens being LCD, the colors are noticeably less vibrant. I was definitely surprised at how easy it was for me to notice a difference, but after playing for a bit, it was easy to get over, and I would trade the minor loss in color for the sharper image and increased field of view any day. As far as blacks go, it's not something I would worry about. Playing Aperture Hand Labs and Pavlov when I was in a dark room, it felt like I was in a dark room. The field of view really surprised me as well. The side adjustment moves the lens further from your eyes or closer. In fact, it is able to move so close to your eyes, it can almost touch your eyeballs. The closer the lens are to your eyes, the more field of view you will gain. For me, when adjusted correctly, the increased field of view is an impressive improvement. The screen is almost filled from the top to bottom and is increased horizontally as well. With the way they increase the field of view, you don't get any image distortion, and the games all run and perform great. Again, you are still able to see some black edges, but it is greatly reduced and very impressive. The Index is able to perform at 80, 90, 120, or even 144 Hz. Unfortunately, I have a GTX 1080 and felt my PC struggled enough at 120 Hz for me to lock in at 90 Hz. Even some games weren't able to run at the 90 frames per second for me as well. I tried Beat Saber at 120 and was averaging around 102 in most songs. So with that said, I wasn't able to get much of an opinion in the benefits of the higher frames, but I will be getting an RTX 2080 Super or a 2080 Ti as soon as possible. If anything, the Index has made me realize how PC hungry it is, and I definitely intend to feed it with the power it deserves. Behind the front cover, the headset includes a Frunk that Valve openly invites modders and tinkerers to utilize. On the bottom, it also includes a much needed IPD adjustment to help custom the image quality to the user. The audio is incredible, and with them floating over your ears, I find the way it directs sound around you to add to the immersion. It has solid highs and strong lows. I know people are concerned with hearing things outside of their games, but with how loud these things can go, that is something I would not worry about. I believe this should be a new standard for VR headsets and can't emphasize enough how much of a difference the improved sound has added to my VR experience. You are able to use whatever standard headphones you would like, which would make zero sense unless you're really wanting to use it for, again, those special reasons, as I've stated before. The controllers at first were a little weird for me to get used to and can be a little tedious to put on, but once you get the hang of them, man, are they cool. The finger tracking is good, but not perfect, and as I played various games, the controllers seemed to really shine with the games that supported them and supported them correctly. I did experience a couple of games that stated they supported Index controllers, but the way they supported them felt janky and even more inconvenient to play than before. I do believe it will take some time for some developers to get the knuckle support correct, but when they do, these controllers are incredible. As I thought, picking up and throwing objects is extremely satisfying, and having buttons and an analog stick is a must. The triggers do have a satisfying click, and like the VIVE wands, they have a more solid vibration than your touch controllers, which I do appreciate. I do find the analog sticks hard and odd to click in, especially when pressed forward like is needed to sprint on a console controller, but it's not something that is really needed in most games. It is a little ironic being the VIVE wand trackpad history, and I'm definitely disappointed this is an issue. As I looked more into it, it seems I'm not the only one either. Other than that, the build feels extremely solid, but would hate to see the analog issue become something bigger, and I do hope that this is something that can be resolved. You are able to push in and move the knuckle strap out or in to accommodate hand sizes, but do keep in mind that your hands will get a little warm being wrapped up, and do end up feeling a little uncomfortable after hours of playtime. But even with all that being said, these are definitely still my new favorite VR controllers, and as I stated, when they work properly, they are absolutely incredible. So you might ask, Bullseye, do you recommend this to be a first-time VR headset, or should you look into something more like the Rift S? So I am someone who's always going to recommend to get the more premium one first, so you are not regretting your decision in the future. I'm not saying the Rift S is going to be something you regret, and I really do think from what I'm seeing that headset for the money and what it offers is an absolutely incredible deal, and I think you'll be extremely happy and satisfied with that headset. But I do have a hard time thinking the Valve Index is going to be getting beat anytime soon, and I really do think that this is going to be a headset that will stay at the top for quite some time. Obviously, do what you can afford and what makes most sense to you. For me, I'm absolutely loving the headset, and I think it is amazing. I hope this video helped with any questions you had concerning the Valve Index or the controllers. If you did have some questions that were not answered, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to do my best to answer those for you. If you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and like. That does help me out a ton, and I'd love for you to join our amazing community. As always, we will see you guys in the next video. Bullseye Berry out.